Thanks very much, Laura. Thanks, Josh. Thanks to the Press Club and to everyone who's joining us here and around Australia. Australia, this election is your opportunity to cast your verdict on a wasted decade of missed opportunities. But it's also a choice between a stronger economy and a better future under Labor, powered by cleaner and cheaper energy and responsible investments in skills and industries and more opportunities for more of our people. Or another 3 years of dysfunction and drift and waste and rorts and mistakes and buck passing, which have made it that much harder for Australians to get ahead. The defining issue of this election is the full-blown cost of living crisis which has emerged on the Morrison government's watch. And it didn't just show up when Russia invaded Ukraine. It showed up when the coalition, the best part of a decade ago, started attacking the wages and job security of Australian workers. And neither a war in Europe in 2022 nor even a pandemic explains or excuses what has been almost a decade now of economic mismanagement. Now, last Wednesday, Australians got confirmation of something that they already knew, that costs of living are out of control, that wages are nowhere near keeping up with inflation. And then a rate rise yesterday just added to the pain that so many are feeling, and there's more rate rises to come. No wonder consumer confidence is absolutely plummeting. This is the thanks that Australians get for the sacrifices that they've made for each other to get through this pandemic. A country which rose to the occasion and a government which fell back into old habits. Now, from this lectern not that long ago, my opponent, who I respect, said that his hero throughout the pandemic is Margaret Thatcher. And Margaret Thatcher, of course, said that there is no such thing as society. Well, I couldn't disagree more. My heroes are the essential workers and the shift workers who did so much to keep the wheels of the Australian national economy turning throughout the course of this pandemic. And the reward for their efforts can't be another 3 years of working hard but still going backwards in this economy. 3 more years of finding it harder and harder to get ahead and provide for their loved ones. 3 more years of being absolutely punished by this triple whammy of skyrocketing inflation, falling real wages, and now interest rate rises as well. Now, Josh, the job that we both seek is supposed to be about real people in real communities around Australia. And our first, our second, our final obligation is to them, to each other as Australians. And I don't think that this government gets that. I don't think that they understand that primary, singular responsibility we have in managing the economy is to provide a better future for more people by providing them with more opportunities. Now, the government wants to talk about economic management. It's not good economic management if ordinary people who work hard can't get ahead, if they can't provide for their loved ones, if they can't make ends meet in our economy. It's not good economic management if you have almost nothing to show for almost $1 trillion in debt, half of which was racked up even before the pandemic. So after almost 10 years now in office, the Liberal and National legacy in the economy is weak growth after the pandemic, high and rising inflation, falling real wages, flatlining productivity, weak business investment, and a budget which is absolutely heaving with rorts and waste and Liberal debt. Now, they have absolutely no idea of the pain that that inflicts on ordinary Australians, and they have no plan to deal with it. If they do, that plan isn't working. And we are the only party, Labor is the only party, taking these challenges seriously. Our economic plan is all about growing the economy without adding unnecessarily to the inflationary pressures. It's about genuinely relieving cost of living pressures on families over the longer term. It's about getting real wages moving again. And it's about having something to show in economic terms for the $1 trillion of debt that we would inherit from Josh. Now, what we are proposing is responsible and meaningful change, not radical change. We know that we can't undo all of the damage done over almost a decade in one budget, or indeed even in one term. But Australians are asking for better than this. Their government, at the same time, just promises them more of the same. But more of the same government means more of the same punishing combination of skyrocketing costs of living and falling real wages, from a government that takes credit for the good things but none of the responsibility for the difficult things, and a Prime Minister who has excuses for everything but plans for nothing. You can't pay your mortgage or feed your kids with the excuses that we get from this government. So Australians have had enough of the excuse-making and the buck-passing, the over-promising and the under-delivering. And what we commit is to put people at the centre of our vision for the economy and to put a stronger economy at the centre of our vision for a better future. And I'm looking forward to expanding on that through the course of this debate and beyond.